You're dead. Don't talk to me when you see me. Just keep it pushing.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ezinne Williams. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are fine. If you're new to this channel, kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Okay guys, you all know what time it is. The Real Housewives of Lagos time. It's about that time where we analyze, review, and talk about everything that happened in this episode of The Real Housewives of Lagos. Yes, guys, so it's season 2, episode 5. We're still at the Ebe Resort where Iyabo is hosting the ladies, yes, guys, to her 25 years on stage. You all know last week there was this whole big fight between Miriam and Faith and Iyabo. Yes, guys, it was messy. Now, this is the day after, the morning after, if I might add. Then in comes Dr. Rummel. Now, you guys remember, it was Faith that introduced Dr. Rummel to the group. Yeah, Laura brought Faith. Faith brought Dr. Rummel. Now, without Faith's knowledge, Iyabo had already invited Dr. Rummel to the fold, to the staycation. Yes, guys. So Dr. Rummel comes in wearing, what he was wearing, carrying a bottle of Azul, and Iyabo was obviously very excited that he was there. So she took Dr. Rummel to his room and she did not even wait for him to drop his bag. That was how Iyabo started gisting him or trying to tell him about the fight that happened, what Faith did, and all of that. And to my greatest shock and surprise, Dr. Rummel did not even try to defend Faith. Rather, he threw Faith under the bus. Like, he even went ahead to say that that's who Faith is, that she doesn't even understand the kind of friend that she is. In fact, right now, he does not understand her. This is a person that hosted an event with you. Like, it's crazy. A person that brought you into the fold. This guy finished Faith, oh, hey. And he kept on saying stuff like, oh, Faith can never apologize. That's who she is. She doesn't care about her mom. She doesn't care about her brothers. She doesn't care about anybody. He talked about, the event that both of them hosted, that it was all Faith's fault, that they came late and the whole event started late and all of that. And I'm like, who is this guy? Who is Dr. Rummel? Like, isn't this the Dr. Rummel that we used to like? What exactly is happening here? Anyways, fast forward. Now, Laura arrived. She was greeted not by the host, Iyabo. Remember, she did not invite Laura. It was actually Chioma that invited Laura. So Laura met up with Faith, and after, a lot of pleasantries, Faith told her about the fight and everything. And Laura was like, you know what? Don't stoop to their level. You are more than that. You should not even engage them. Yes, guys. Then later on, Iyabo organized, is it a poetry lesson or a poetry class? And invited Tiana, that is Toyin, and Dr. Rummel. And I'm like, even Tiana was like, why is Dr. Rummel here? It was weird. Anyways, during the poetry class, they talked a bit and all of that. Now, when Iyabo left, Dr. Rummel started gossiping about Faith to Toyin. And Toyin was like, hello. Like, he started saying, oh, Faith is not a good friend. See what she did at the event. She was the reason why we were late. She did this. She did not contribute. She did that. She left her mom. Like, heaping all the blames on Faith. And Tony was like, excuse me, Kilele, like, what is this? Why are you, telling me about your friend? This person is supposed to be your person, and you are backstabbing the person, saying trash about the person to me. That says a lot about who you are. And at some point, Tony was like, you know what? You are not going to drag me into this drama. Have you talked to your friend? Go talk to your friend and all of that. So honestly, I've always liked Toyin, but this season had made me see her in a more different light. Toyin is not all about the drama this season. She does not want to carry anybody's, burdens and all of that. And honestly, I love the way she put Dr. Rummel in his place. Later on, there was a meeting between Faith and Chioma. Faith actually invited Chioma for a tennis game so that they can talk things out. She came around, I think, 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. She sat there and waited for Chioma, who later arrived with whoever it is she arrived with by 7 p.m. And I'm like, excuse you? And she did not even apologize. Like, it was when Faith went to take her water bottle, that was when she met Chioma at the court, and she was like, hello. Anyways, that conversation that happened between both of them was like the most cringiest conversation I've ever seen this season. You could tell that Chioma was leaking a lot, like leaking Iyabo, not willing to acknowledge that what Miriam and Iyabo did was wrong, trying to gaslight Faith. Faith said, you know what, I will apologize because it was Iyabo's event, and she was trying to let Chioma know this is where I'm coming from. These are the ladies that started this, and Chioma was not willing, like she was obviously being biased and supporting her friends. So after that, the main event, it was a dinner, a traditional themed dinner, where each of the ladies wore the attire that was made by Tiana. It's an Iro and Buba attire. Honestly, I love the setting and all of that. We got to see Iyabo's mentor. There was a theater art presentation and all of that. I mean, it was all beautiful, the food and everything. Before all that happened, when Faith walked in, she walked straight to Iyabo and apologized to Iyabo for, all the ruckus that happened the night before. Guess what? Iyabo was just acting like, I don't know, a nasty person. She was just doing like, I'm like, hey, now, wow. What kind of mean girl spirit is this? Somebody is apologizing to you and you're just doing like, okay, like you don't care and all of that. Anyways, another thing that happened later was when Dr. Rummel came, he greeted everybody on the table except for Faith. And of course, you know them now, the ladies. I mean, Miriam was super excited about it. Iyabo was super excited about it. Like, I'm like, what is this? It's giving primary school right now. It's giving secondary school, mean girl attitude right now. Anyways, now fast forward to the end of all the presentation and the eating and all of that. They had this game where you are to translate whatever is written on the paper in your local dialect. It got to Faith's turn and she said she could not speak Ikwere because she's an Ikwere girl, but she cannot speak it. She tried, Google Translate, but it wasn't picking up, I guess, the network or something of that sort. And the lady, Tanya, she was like, oh, she's so disappointed that she cannot believe that Faith does not know how to speak her local dialect. And I'm like, excuse you. Then Miriam was like, oh, Faith is fake and all of that. I mean, she's faking a lot. Dr. Rummel was still calling Faith fake. And all this happened in their monologue. Even Iyabo also called her fake. And I'm like, excuse you. Like, I know a lot of people that don't know their local dialect. They don't know how to speak their local dialect in their big age. And I'm telling you, these people, some of them actually grew up here in Nigeria, but they cannot speak jack. So if somebody comes to tell me that they cannot speak their local dialect, I'm not surprised at all. Honestly, I'm not, but I don't understand the whole, fuss about Faith does not know how to speak her local dialect. That means she's fake. Anyways, away from that, Dr. Rummel tried to cause a scene, talking trash about Faith, about their event at the table, and Faith basically paid him dust. And Laura was so happy that Faith did. And I love what, the ladies did. Tiana, Chioma, Laura, they shut him down. They were like, I mean, have you had a conversation with her? And he said he would do that. Like, how can you say somebody is your friend or was your friend and you have issues with a person? You've not even tried to reach the person because he said, oh, they've not seen for a week. And that was his excuse. And Laura was like, did you call her? Like, did you call her? And then he was like, Then he wasn't like, oh, she's the one that's supposed to call. And in all of this, Faith actually didn't say a word. Now, this is supposed to be your friend. You guys have issues. You know her house. She knows your house. You did not try to reach out. You did not try to call her. And you felt that the very place to do that is to say it at the table where you already know that most of the ladies are not cool with her. Like, in conclusion, this is what I have to say, or in summary, this is what I have to say. First, Dr. Rummel is that kind of a friend that, people will say with a friend like this, who needs an enemy? Yes, he is. I don't know how to put this, nicely, but he's one of those people that are users. He basically used Faith to come into the group so he can slick his way to the top. I told you guys that I sensed that something was wrong because at the event that he held, I think 2 weeks ago, Faith wasn't there. Rather, it was Iyabo and Chioma. Now, he said a lot. Honestly, he even tried to say that Faith was trying to belittle Laura at the event just because Faith was like, you know what, Laura had already done some Botox from other doctors, so she doesn't want Dr. Rummel to be touching Laura's face. And he interpreted that as he's trying to shut Laura up and all of that. Even Tony was like, I did not notice that. I did not sense it as that. I did not see that. See, Dr. Rummel I don't even know how he changed from that guy that was so cute and whatever. And he's become this guy that I don't like him anymore. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, what kind of behavior is that? Going behind your friend's back, stabbing your friend in the back, saying trash about your so-called friend in the presence of other people. That's trash. That's rubbish. Also, Tanya is always getting disappointed in everything that Faith does. And I'm saying it over and over again. Tanya, we expected more. I don't know. It's episode 5. You came into the show at the same time with Faith, and you can't still find your ground. It's either you are disappointed at what Faith is saying, or you are saying this. When are you going to be your own person? When you've not actually found your foot in this group and you are boring, and at this point, please somebody take her away from the show. And it's really a downgrade, from Caroline, because a lot of people thought that she was going to, carry on with where Caroline stopped. And at this point, I just feel like she shouldn't have been a cast. Nah, she shouldn't have been. And who else? Iyabo still being a mean girl, but it's actually looking silly at this point. Miriam saying that somebody is negative energy when she is in this episode and in the season, the negative energy personified. I don't know what Miriam thinks she is. I mean, she's thinking she's the it girl, she's that girl. Baby girl, you're not. Honestly, I don't know how, the other episodes are going to play out, but she is not that girl. Nah. She's just nah, she's not it girl at all. Laura is, I love the good vibes. I mean, I remember the first season, how everybody was like, Laura is stuck up, Laura is this, Laura is that. The Laura we are seeing in season 2 is beautiful to watch. She's all about the good vibes. She's not all about drama and all of that. Same as Tiana, Toyin. Toyin is as real as they come. She does not want to buy anybody's wahala. She's real. She's telling it to your face. I love where she was like, at the table when Dr. Rummel was going on, and she was like, would you also tell her everything you said about her to me earlier in the day? And he was like, oh, I'll tell her. I'm like, I love this. I love Tiana. Honestly, she's giving me joy. And Faith, oh my goodness, Faith is the queen. And before I forget, if you had seen this episode, did you hear when Iyabo was talking, to Dr. Rummel, and in his monologue or something of that sort, he was like, that Iyabo is already feeling threatened that Faith is about to drag or take the crown, her crown from her, as if she even has a crown in the first place. I'm like, I thought Iyabo was your friend. Which one is as if Iyabo had a crown in the first place? I'm like, okay. Anyways, Faith is gradually becoming that girl that threatens them. Her presence just, intimidates them. That's my own take on this episode of The Real Housewives of Lagos. The gang up against Faith is crazy. But I mean, like she said in the 4th episode, she's an Equerry girl. It will take 10 or more of them to bring her down. So I think it's safe to say that this is Faith More season. On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you to you all for being part of my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, what exactly are you waiting for? Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Ezinne Williams.